Okay, just a quick look at the terrain and the board that I'll be doing my ReignInHell games on. I am planning to get some proper gaming mats printed up once our lockdown is over, but in the meantime I've had to print my own. So what I've used is some Worldwerksgames, the Hellworks set, to do the gaming mat, which is here. The items at the back here, the gate, the cliffs, and also the statues here, these are just to block the back of the board for when I'm doing these solo games. When I'm doing a two-player game, then these items will be gone and used as terrain properly, and we'll just be using the board. Now, again, since I'm on lockdown, I'm limited in terms of the materials that I have, so what I've had to do is actually recycle. So I've had these pieces of foam core or foam board from a previous project. So what I've done is I've put 2 tiles on each of these, and then when you combine as a 3x4, it's the same size as the playing area for ReignInHell, so it's perfect. So as you can see inside the Hellworks set from Worldwerksgames, you have a number of different floor tiles that you can print and produce. So you have a pentagram there, may be useful for some of the scenarios. This is supposed to be a river of blood, but maybe it could be lava. I mean, lava in the set is a yellow color. So maybe I could use this maybe as a swamp instead. Maybe have this piece just as a double, so that it doesn't actually connect with the river here, so that this part actually goes off the board, and then this maybe could represent one of the swamps, maybe the despair swamp or something like that. But yeah, this is the basic board I'm using until I can get some proper game mats printed up professionally. What about terrain? Well, like I say, some of these items at the back I will be using. Most probably the cliffs. I think the gate's more of a visual thing rather than terrain, but maybe the cliffs could block some access and paths around the board. The statues, again, these could act maybe as in replacements for crags, rocky crags, but these could also probably be used as objectives. I think one of the scenarios has crystal towers. Now, I don't have crystal towers, but maybe these could be placed around. Excuse my arm. These could be placed around the board to represent the towers instead. Yeah. Again, this is all from Worldwerksgames, the Hellworks set. Very, very cheap, very easy to do if you don't have a big budget. Yeah, and you have some hobby time available. You can do this. I mean, I once I bought the ReignInHell book, I've basically been building all of this stuff. So everything you see here has been built since I purchased the book. Again, you can also say thank you to the lockdown. Working from home, I don't have to spend 3 to 4 hours traveling every day. I can use that time to actually do some hobby stuff. Okay, so the statues up here I could actually use as objectives. It may be the crystal towers and things like that. What else do we have? We have a shrine. Yeah, so this would be my terrain piece for the shrine. This is from a company called Dave Graffam models. He does a lot of these card buildings. You can find him on Wargames Vault. Very cheap, very simple to make, but look very nice. One thing I like about the Dave Graffam models is that he has, on the PDF, he has a lot of different layers, so you can change the appearance of your papercraft models a lot. So I mean, this is just one variation of the crypt, which I'm using as a shrine. But you can change the brickwork, you can change the type of roofing, you can change the style and design of these caps and the pillars. You can add or take away the alcoves and the lamps. So you can actually change the appearance of these buildings a lot. I highly recommend Dave Graffam for buildings. So this is what I'm using as the shrine in the game. Okay, back to Worldwerksgames. For the rocky crags, yeah, I've built 2 of these. So they're basically just rock formations. So these will be used as rocks. Yeah, the rock terrain. I have a couple of those built and ready. I think when you roll up the rocky crags or the rocks, you have D3. So I've just made 2 because I wanted to make a multitude of different things. Also in the same set, the Hellworks set, you have these skull rocks. Again, these will be used as rocky crags just to give a little bit of different look, a different appearance. What else have I got? I also have a bunch of images from the internet that I printed out and put onto this artboard. So these are for the pools. So these could be lava. I printed out 4 of these small sort of lava pools. I also printed the same image, but I made it a bit larger, so I could also have larger pools if the terrain looked better that way. And I also did a couple of these blue images from the internet, because I think one of the variations of the pools is that you can have like icy pools where you slip and slide on the ice. So again, these would be pretty good. And again, what you would do is you would place these on the battlefield, yeah, to represent what's going on. Again, it's a cheap, simple way of doing good terrain. It's not as good as the resin or the even the MDF kind of terrain that you can buy, but not everybody has the money for that, you know. Especially for me, living sort of in I'm based in Southeast Asia, so ordering things from the US or from Europe, the shipping is crazy. But with this, I can just pay. It's not expensive, cheap amounts of money, and I can print and build as much of this stuff as I want. So I'm a big fan of papercraft and cardstock terrain. I'll probably do some videos on the different manufacturers, just so you can see the variation out there. So yeah, these are a bunch of sort of pool templates that I have created. Some lava and a couple of icy ones. And then the last couple of things that I've made, and I've got some other pieces kind of work in progress at the moment, but the last couple of things that I've actually made have been a couple of trees. Now, these are not normal trees, obviously, because we're playing in hell. So these are possessed evil trees. Again, papercraft. Worldwerksgames. These are the Sentinel. So if you go onto the Worldwerksgames website, you can actually find this. I think this is under the kit bashes, and it's about $1 for the PDF. So I made a couple of these. I think they look pretty good. Again, they're not as good as the pricey trees that you can buy. The really nice terrain trees that you can buy. I wish I had the money for those, and I wish I could afford the shipping for those, but I don't. So this is what I'm using for my ReignInHell. I've got a couple of these guys with the branches in different positions, and what I'll do is that if I roll up a forest, what I'll do is I'll put 1, maybe 2 of these guys kind of close together, maybe bases touching, and then what I'll do is in terms of movement, yeah, fine, you can move between or move around, but if I'm using the option, for example, the one I think is the corpse forest or the corpse trees, what I'll do is that maybe if a model gets between like within 1 inch of the base of these guys, so you imagine the line here, if they come within 1 inch of here, then you would roll to see if they're attacked by the corpses in the trees, which would be represented by these evil trees reaching for you and attacking you. So yeah, I think for the Sentinel trees, these things, I think the PDF was like, I think it's like $1 something, and you can print and build as many as you want. I think this is. I think for this you just have to print 2 pages. Cut, fold, glue, assemble. That's pretty much it. It's a nice little hobby as well, yeah, doing little papercraft papercraft things. And like I say, it's like I've mentioned just now, it's the terrain that you see here, it's not the same level as the stuff that you can buy. I do appreciate that, and I do love that terrain, but I can't afford it. I can't afford the shipping, especially now. So this is what I use. And this is my current ReignInHell terrain and board that I'm going to be using, to be added to, of course, in future. So yeah, I think I'll be doing some videos in the future. I'll be focusing on papercraft manufacturers, the different models that you can get, just to highlight this terrain source that maybe some people don't know about, don't appreciate. But yeah, this is my ReignInHell terrain set at the moment, ready for use in the first battle report, coming soon. Okay, thanks guys, stay safe, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Take care.